So I thought I would hop on here because I seen this video in the trending feed. It's number 7 on trending on YouTube Music. And I was going through it because, I just thought about watching it for whatnot. And as I was going through it, I seen some stuff that, you know, would make a good breakdown. So, that's what this is. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video right here. This is the Sacramento Truth Movement. My name is 2 Liter J, and this isn't nothing really, but I think it would be a good breakdown, a good description to show the masses within the matrix, within society, that this stuff is deliberately put in place, not as an art form, but more of a revelation from people revealing themselves, but not necessarily telling you who they are, but throwing themselves at you so you can subconsciously pick up on it, but not consciously pick up on it. They have to reveal themselves in some kind of format, and these symbols and signs and numbers are them doing so. Like when Manly P. Hall says, when the human race learns to read the language of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. So with that, society has been put in a mind state, a very low mind state, where they necessarily won't be keen to pick up on images and signs and symbols within, say, a music video like I'm about to talk about right now. Once you become familiar with the signs and the symbols, the veil that the elite have put on you has fallen, and you are now more keen to pick up on stuff that necessarily before you wouldn't have noticed within the mainstream media, which in art, music, video games, TV shows, movies, etc., books. You'll become keen to the symbolism that is used and the repetition that is used, because repetition is the key, the tool to mind control. And that's what this is. It's mind control. That's why you'll see these repetitive images and numbers constantly used. They want you to be familiar with these symbols, but not know the meaning to why they're constantly used. They want you to think that this is some kind of art format, that these celebrities wouldn't be putting images or doing some kind of hand sign or something else, that they deliberately put in these. This is just more of an art form, they want you to think. This is more, hey, this looks cool. My favorite celebrity's doing this, and this is what this means. But all these Hollywood elite, all these celebrities, musicians, will even throw politicians in there. They all do the same stuff. Why is that? They'll tell you something regarding it, but it's never really revealed to why they're actually doing it. Why is Lil Wayne doing the same hand signs that Obama is doing? They'll never actually give you that description. But it's symbolism. They do this deliberately. They're revealing themselves to you, but not telling you who they are. So, I seen this on trending. It's by Billie Eilish. I'm going to slide through this. I'm going to give very brief descriptions. A lot of the stuff that I've done in the past, such as breakdowns on the numbers, I'll leave link down below. I'll get into that in a moment. This was number trending 7 on YouTube music charts or genre. I took a few screenshots that look key to the topic I wanted to discuss. A video breakdown necessarily, that's what this is. So the screenshots that I have taken were more up front in your faces to notice. There may have been more stuff in the video, but the screenshots that I took, I'm going to break down those very briefly. So let's get into that. So in the very start out in this video, in the very beginning, we'll see this right here, and look at this right here. JOB number 24303. So within the occult, you'll see the repetition of the number 33. We'll also see a 32. So for a very brief description, we'll use Freemasonry for an example. There's also other esoteric symbolism and occult knowledge and Eastern stuff regarding the number 33. But for an example, we'll use Freemasonry because we're going to be using that throughout this music video because there's key symbolism that pertains to it. So 33, the number 33 in the hierarchy, degrees, aka ranks, in Freemasonry, more particularly the Scottish Rite Freemasonry. The number 33, along with 32 and 31, is the numbers, the ranks, the degrees of the Master Mason. And the number 33 has been deliberately placed, coded in the mainstream, from music videos such as this to movies. To, hey, that lady over there is wearing the number 33 on her jersey or shirt. That bus's number is 33. That guy's license plate equals up to 33 within the numerology calculator. Why is that? That can't be just a coincidence, or maybe it can. That's the mindset they want you to think with. But in reality, all these are deliberately placed here for you to subconsciously pick up on. They code most of this stuff within society for you to notice, but not notice. I've done a breakdown on the number 33. I got about 2 long format videos doing societal breakdowns from music to mainstream events to celebrities, politicians, building structures, etc., etc., religious origin, etc., etc., on the number 33. And I'll leave those linked down below for people to watch in its entirety. The number 33, very planted, coded number into society within the mainstream media, and you'll see that a lot. Goes back to Freemasonry amongst other organizations and societies. You'll see the number used, but for a brief description, there's one right there. So in this shot, we see a star, an inverted star. So the star is frequently used within like Eastern religions, esoteric societies, mystery religions, witchcraft, etc., etc. So the elitist, the people in charge, the Illuminists, the Masons, etc., etc., want the masses to be dumbed down to symbolism. And this is one of their very popular images. They've taught you this image in school to be known as the star. But through centuries, though, this image has had a very different meaning than what it has been taken on to portray in today's society. This image, centuries ago, had a whole entire different meaning. So we'll see the star being taught in society today, from being indoctrinated to you throughout the school system, within the mainstream media, from music videos to popular imagery, from gas station logos to fast food, Carl's Jr. There's a lot of different imagery that uses the star. And it is so popular that we just ignore it now as just an average symbol that people use. When in reality, these symbols and signs and numbers all are there deliberately for a reason. It's not just somebody thought, hey, this symbol's cool, which, you know, some people may, but all these corporations and mainstream elitists, I guess supposedly they just thought, hey, this symbol's cool, let's use it. While our competitor is also using that. Hey, let's copy their symbol. Hey, the Texaco gas station is using the star, and we're also a gas station. Let's also use that same symbol. We'll see the star throughout political formats, political systems, political ideologies, and so on, such as the Soviet Union. They've used the star. Or like here in the United States, we'll see the police, we'll see military artwork, the symbolism that they use, all use a star. A lot of other people also use the star. Or going back into like Freemasonry, because I mentioned that we're going to be talking about that throughout this video right here. Within Freemasonry's female division, their female organization counterpart also use the inverted star. The organization is called the Order of the Eastern Star. So there we go, going back to the ties to Masonry. In this next shot, we see the number 32 So this is the same case such as the 33. The number 32 has esoteric meaning behind it. Like, hey, she just wanted to throw on a jersey, a Supreme jersey that says 32. Like all other celebrities, they all use the same symbolic numbers. You'll see the 6, the 3, the 32, the 666, or the 33. You'll see these numbers deliberately put here in the mainstream, from music to movies to shows to books, etc. Posters. You'll see the numbers constantly used. Like, hey, I woke up one day and I want to put on a Supreme jersey that says 32. Like all the other stuff she could have wore, it's 32. So 32 also goes back to Freemasonry, esoteric religions, and meanings behind it, but this is just a brief description on it. It's coded. It's deliberately put here. This isn't just a coincidence. It all has meaning. So in this next shot, we want to pay attention to her shorts. Her shorts are the black and white Masonic checkered board floor pattern. Now this also has esoteric occult meaning behind it, but I'll give a very brief description on what it means and what you can look into to further research it, analyze, and understand the meaning behind it. So the checkered pattern symbolizes duality, dualistic mindsets, dualistic principles. For example, we'll use yin and yang, good and bad. White symbolizes good, black symbolizes bad, positive energy versus negative energy, as above, so below, if you understand that reference. A chaotic mindset versus a positive mindset, or like order out of chaos, bringing order, goodness out of a chaotic situation. This is how they operate within a form of existence within society. Ordo ab chao, you'll see this with the dual-headed Masonic eagle for the 33rd degree and the 32nd degree Masons. Ordo ab chao, order out of chaos, duality. This is a very brief description, but you can find further more on this teaching and principle and ideology, on the internet. And there's stuff written on it as well. This is just a brief description. For many number of years, throughout the 60s till about now, you'll see mainstream Hollywood and popular celebrities use a lot of satanic imagery, a lot of esoteric imagery, and a lot of people who push narratives like that. For example, such as the Beatles. On their Sgt. Pepper album cover, we'll see very famous occultist Aleister Crowley within the album cover. We'll also see numerous Hollywood elite musicians, politicians, artists, comedians have ties to people such as Aleister Crowley. For example, we'll see Jay-Z. He has ties to Marina Abramovich, a very famous performance artist, putting quotes on that, performance, Satanist. And Marina Abramovich, you can do deep dives on, and there's a lot of stuff surrounding her. But we're going to skip over that for the time's sake. Or we'll use the Kardashians for another popular Hollywood family. They also use this symbol in their mansion. Take a look at this. The Kardashian mansion has a checkerboard floor throughout this house right here. Now people will say, hey, maybe it's just an art decision when they constructed this and wanted this in their house. They thought it would look cool. Well, going back to connections, as I mentioned, a lot of these celebrities have connections back to people who are involved in secret societies and mystery religions, such as the Kardashians. They're of a bloodline of Armenian witches. This is nothing new. But to move along, in this next shot, we can see the G on her shirt. Now, going back to Freemasonry, the G also symbolizes masonry. Now, I know what people will say. They'll say, hey, the G is clothing symbolism. But then going back to symbology, as I mentioned earlier, they use stuff like this to normalize you to the symbolism that they use to them as them, Illuminist, Masons, etc., etc. These symbols have a different meaning from what they've introduced you for them to mean. Now, the G on her shirt is probably a clothing brand. I don't know what brand it is, but the G symbolizes the G within the Masonic compass and ruler, the Masonic logo. Now, the Masons will tell you the G is for God, or what they call the grand architect of the universe, but it's Masonic symbolism in its right. Now, in this next scene right here, Billie Eilish decided to wake up one day and put on a jersey, or I believe a sweater, I'm not sure what that is, that has the number 8 on it. Now, the 8 also has meaning. Now, the 8 symbolizes infinity, eternally. If we break down the 8, cut it in half, it's a 33. Now, people are going to be like, how do you get 33 from 8? Now, if we look into how they operate, 3 plus 3 equals 8. 2 3s make an 8, 33. 2 plus 2 equals fish. Fish is the Dagon symbol. These aren't just a coincidence. All these numbers, all these symbols are deliberately put here for a reason. In this next shot, you can't necessarily see what she's eating, but if you watch the music video itself, you can understand to what she's eating. In this right here, we see Billie Eilish eating an apple. You can't necessarily make it out, but if you watch the video, you'll see that it's an apple. The apple symbolizes also its own thing. You'll see it in the mainstream as well, in society, such as, for example, the Apple phone logo. The apple symbolizes disobedience, turning away from God, becoming your own God in its own right. Well, in this scene right here, we see Billie Eilish eating the apple with the middle finger up. So this is a form of disobedience. The apple within the middle finger. Eating of the fruit from the tree of knowledge, and then receiving the knowledge and saying an F you to the counterpart that's telling you that this is disobedient. More so God in that case. So that's about it for the music video itself. But I just want to do a quick recap because I've talked about Billie Eilish years ago. When she was just getting introduced to the music industry, she had a lot of symbolism surrounding her within the stuff she talked about, and the symbolism that she put in her music videos, and the signs and symbols that she used in general. So a brief recap, Billie Eilish has always had stuff like this, maybe a lot worse. For example, a video she did years ago was called All the Good Girls Go to Hell, and the premise of the music video, if you watch it, you'll see this angel-like being falling from the sky, landing on the ground, walking while their demonic wings are on flames, surrounded by flames of fire. And it's evident to what these symbolize. It's fallen angel references. She has several other music videos with like the black goo and the blacked out demonic eyes. They look like they're from a paranormal horror movie. So we'll see Billie Eilish do the hand over the eye, or the 666 hand symbol, or the devil horns like all mainstream celebrities do. So that's about it for this breakdown. Necessarily, I think that's what you could call this. I think that's fitting for this video. So I plan on making more content like this, more videos surrounding breakdowns of music videos. I plan on doing more current stuff surrounding the music industry, but if anybody wants me to break down past music videos or anything surrounding that kind of topic, let me know. I'll go back and rewatch stuff, but the main gist that I want to cover is current stuff. But if anybody wants me to cover anything previous years, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, till now, let me know. I'll be willing to do that. So share this with your friends and family. Share this with the stans and the fanboys of Billie Eilish so they can become keen to the symbolism that is repetitively used. Because repetition is the key to mind control. So with that, I'll be closing out here right now. My name is 2Liter J. This is the Sacramento Truth Movement. If you like what you watch, check out the other content on this channel, and I will catch y'all later. Peace out.